The story takes place in the near-future world. The Great Famine and sandstorms making human life miserable. Crops were also destroyed by blight, were wiped out by the disease. The only crop that can still be grown is corn. Today, I recommend a high-rated masterpiece, Interstellar, which is being shown on a film and television platform established on .com and .top domains. Let's watch it together. To maintain food production, the vast majority of people became farmers, including Cooper, who used to be a pilot. Unexpectedly, one day, Cooper's modified harvester were driven by a mysterious force gathered near his residence. Meanwhile, there was a strange movement in Murphy's room. Books fell down inexplicably, forming multiple gaps on the bookshelf. Murphy felt there was a ghost beside her. The ghost wanted to Morse code to talk to her, but Cooper and others didn't believe it. But the strange things that happened a few days later made Cooper have to believe it. The sandstorm came as usual that day, but the dust passed through Murphy's window, formed patterns of different widths on the ground. After Cooper studied it all night, he found that these patterns were a coordinate. But when Cooper arrived at the coordinates, what appeared in front of him was a dilapidated base. He was just about to explore it. A bright light suddenly appeared. The father and daughter were arrested. It turned out that this was the secret base of NASA, because they had realized that the Earth can't even grow corn now. The only way out for humanity is to emigrate to space. The person in charge is Cooper's former professor. Originally, with human technology, they were powerless to explore further space. But just a few decades ago, a mysterious force silently helped humanity, opened a wormhole to another galaxy, which can greatly shorten the time and distance of travel. The space agency called this force as them. So the space agency sent 12 pioneers to explore different planets. But currently only 3 people have fed back positive signals. Now we need to send another group of people through the wormhole, find where these 3 people are located, to confirm whether those planets are habitable. On this basis, Professor has 2 plans. Plan A is to use a huge space station to bring humans away from the Earth to a new home. But the gravitational equation has not been solved yet, which becomes the biggest obstacle to this plan. Plan B is to carry 5,000 embryos on the spaceship to hatch new humans on an alien planet. Cooper, as the best astronaut, is bound to undertake a difficult exploration mission. But Murphy begged her father not to leave.
They chose me.
Build a website with .com and .top domain names to create your own digital home. She deciphered a message by books falling from the shelf. To decipher a message and leave, but to save humanity and a future for his daughter. Cooper insisted on his choice. He left only a watch and a message from Earth. I will definitely come back. Cooper was accompanied by Professor's daughter, Brand. She officially entered space and successfully docked with the space station. The spaceship sailed in space for 2 years. Finally, they arrived near the wormhole. Cooper thought the wormhole was a vortex, but it turned out to be a sphere. After successfully passing through the wormhole, they first went to planet number 1, where it was almost at the critical point of a black hole. The huge gravity will make time slow down. An hour there is equivalent to 7 years on Earth. They landed safely on the water of planet 1. They found the Pioneer spacecraft had been shattered. While they were looking for the Pioneer's signal, they saw continuous mountains in the distance. But Cooper quickly realized
Those aren't mountains.
Cooper anxiously called Brand back, but their goals differed. Seeing the huge wave approaching, in an emergency, the robot on the spaceship carried Brand back, but another astronaut was too late, was swept away by the huge wave, and the spaceship was flooded. This delay lasted for several hours. When they returned to the space station, the astronaut left behind was already old. The spaceship and Earth also lost contact. They could only receive and could not send messages. Cooper trembled as he opened the 23 accumulated over the past 23 years. He watched his son grow from a teenager to a young man, getting married, having children, and experienced the pain of losing his father and son until the final desperate farewell. Cooper was already in tears. He really wanted to spend these with his child, but he didn't. Adult Murphy appeared on the screen.
Today's my birthday, and it's a special one because you once told me that when you came back we might be the same age.
Now the energy of the space station, only enough to explore one more planet. They had to make a choice. They decided to go to planet number 2, but the situation on this planet is not optimistic. They flew through the clouds. The cloud was broken and fell when the ship passed by. It seems to have been frozen. This planet only has barren land and snow. They found a hibernating doctor in the landing capsule and woke him up. Meanwhile, they received a video forwarded from the space station. Murphy brought the news of the professor's death and the truth about the plan. It turned out that the entire interstellar operation was a conspiracy. Professor couldn't send the huge building into space, so he decided to deceive Cooper and the others, to send them to other planets with human embryos, colonize there, and develop human society again. Never come back. Murphy cried and asking Cooper if he knew the conspiracy, abandon her on purpose, and leave her to die. Seeing his daughter crying, Cooper could no longer bear bear it. He must go home. Only Doctor was very calm, because he already knew the truth. That's it. Everyone had to decide to on this. To cultivate human embryos on this planet. Only Cooper insisted on going back. He wanted to help them set up camp before leaving. Register.com and .top domain names to secure your exclusive online address. When he and the Doctor were looking for a place to build a camp, the Doctor suddenly attacked. He yanked Cooper's communicator and pushed him off the cliff. It turned out that the planet was not suitable for humans. All the data was made up by the Doctor, just to trick humans into coming to save him. With Cooper's struggle, the Doctor rolled down the cliff with him, but the Doctor cracked Cooper's helmet. The high concentration of ammonia made Cooper unable to open eyes. Luckily, Cooper groped around and found his communicator and sent a distress signal. Brand arrived in time. Doctor set a trap to blow up their companion and stole the spaceship first, and wanted to seize the space station further. Doctor tried to perform a forced docking, which eventually led to an explosion. The impact of the explosion made the space station deviate. Cooper must dock immediately, otherwise the space station would crash. Under extreme overload, the spaceship rotated at 6,700 RPM, synchronized with the rotating space station. The explosion destroyed one side of the station. The remaining supplies couldn't get them back to Earth. They could only go to planet number 3, but the ship didn't have enough fuel, so Cooper first let the black hole to the edge of the black hole, and then used the gravitational slingshot effect to shoot them towards planet number 3. Brand was sent to planet number 3 alone. Cooper, who fell into the black hole, was not torn to pieces, but instead in the continuous descent, and reached a strange space. It turns out that this space is composed of countless three-dimensional space to form a five-dimensional space. That is to say, he can travel through different time dimensions. Cooper found the time before he left. He wanted to stop himself from leaving his daughter. Through the Morse code sorting, Cooper pushed down some books and formed the word leave on the bookshelf. His daughter is smart. She deciphered his code. But then Cooper saw himself and his daughter. The last time they met, he remembered that year. His daughter had already tried to keep him, but Cooper at that time didn't listen at all. Everything seemed to be destined. Everything that should happen will happen. He finally realized that the so-called ghost was actually his future self. Cooper gradually calmed down. He realized that they chose him to come here, not to change the past, but to let him cross time and space through gravity, to transmit the data of the black hole, because gravity is the only energy that can cross dimensions and time. With the help of robots, Cooper converts the quantum data into Morse code. Through gravitational waves, he controlled the second hand. The second hand of the watch left for Murphy. Murphy returned to that room again. When she picked up the watch again, she found that the watches had a wonderful pattern. She immediately understood. This was a message left by her father. Finally, Murphy deciphered the code again and got the data of the black hole. He started to calculate the gravitational formula again. This time, he succeeded. When Cooper woke up, he found himself in a bed, next to humans. They said they found him near the wormhole, and brought him back to the space station. And Murphy finally waited for, at the end of her life.
It was me, Murph. I was your ghost.
I know. People didn't believe me. They thought that I was doing it all myself. But I knew who it was.
Murphy said goodbye to his father again. She didn't want his father to watch her die of old age. She has a full house of children and grandchildren with her. So she asked Cooper to find his companion, the lonely female scientist Brand, now on the planet where humans will live in the future, alone, with hope and despair. The movie ends here.